Good morning, beautiful. If you found your way across this is the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for November 30th, 2021, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching it time, it could be relevant, horribly irrelevant, anywhere along that spectrum. But if you stay around and enjoy the show, hopefully you get something out of it. And if not, I hope that in another way you got something out of it. I don't know, the choice is up to you. So if you hear my eldest son in the background, he is playing WoW, and apparently he is kicking arse. So that's the thing. All right, let's see. Blessings of abundance. I'm actually being pulled to kick this off with saints and angels. So we're going to see what's up. It takes bravery to go after what it is that you truly want, huh? The risk is worth the reward. And I do feel like this is actually going to be what feels like the final breakthrough, because you found what you're looking for. The hitch is, are you brave enough to go and get it? I think that the fear is maybe you're not, maybe it's not obtainable. Maybe all of this is false. No, knock it off. This isn't false. You, in stepping forward, claiming what this is, incense, sorry. Going after what you have your heart set on. It involves triumph. You're awakening something very real inside of you, and I want you to know that you are incredibly safe in these travels. And how am I picking this? I'm randomly going through this. I'm not even seeing the cards. So what's this card? 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards. Oh, crap. Well, now you see how things happen sometimes. So I'm not even looking at the cards. I'm getting the story as it's unfolding. Okay, so we also have healthful eating, vision, sweetness, and stress management. It's not about toxic positivity. I hate that more than you realize. Not everything is glitz and glamour and Facebook posts and MySpace unicorns. I don't know. It's not always like that. Positivity is not toxic positivity in this. So you're not being delusional. Stop letting yourself absorb such negativity and try and put a spin on it. No, actually do the internal work to get to this. And I think that honestly you probably have, which is why we have the vision. You saw deep in some aspect of yourself where this is going. So it's like you're trying to psych yourself out. Like, you know what? If I don't play this up, then the retrieval of it is going to be even more sweet. If I give you my exact address, do you want to come over and just kick me in the shins with that one? Because what the heck? None of that needs to happen. You are somebody who has to be very careful about what they're allowing into, I would say, their bubble, their absorbent energy field. I'm having a hard time with words, but you get it. Be very careful of what you allow around you with this, because a lot of those old echoes are going to try and play their influence in this, and it is not going to be something that flies with you, and I don't want it to be something that flies with you. You are divine feminine aspect right now, learning what it means to actually follow your heart and follow a loyal heart. Oh my God, this is so stinking ridiculous. You're not repeating cycles and patterns in your life. You're afraid of making a movement forward, but this is soulmate energy, and you don't know where this is going to go. Actively, deep in your heart, you knew that this was coming in. Spirit actually really got you to this point. No, life has not been fair. It has been through a lot of trials and tribulations, you falling to your knees and wanting to give up. Totally got it. However, life didn't give you that ability to give up. You went through an excruciating multiple sets of regeneration. And I always hear that Mudvayne song, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. Now, you may not be a metalhead. I'm not necessarily a metalhead. I listen to everything. Oh, yeah. It's a thing. So what I'm seeing in this, you had to go through all of that. Not even just for a relationship. Let's put that out there. Life is the question, love is the answer, but it does not always get embodied in a relationship. This is bigger than that. But I do see these deep soul-bound connections, which when the energies are exchanged, especially with that soul-bonded energy, it influences and magnifies the impact that you make, which you are making a huge impact. And if you're coming across this, you probably have that deep-seated feeling that you are here for more. Now, I have heard that in my life. I have heard of that in my life, and I've felt that, and I know that others have felt it, but also there is that cynic that says that everybody who thinks that is everybody who thinks that, and nobody is actually special in that. And that is somebody who I would definitely say is a wounded warrior who had some sort of dreams squashed. Now, I'm not mocking them. They are very sensitive, and they have been disappointed a lot. And this is probably almost or has been your story, and you've gone through the regeneration. And now I think that you're truly embracing what makes you so sensitive and trusting your gut and intuition on this, which I think is why a lot of connections in your life have dwindled. And now it's like you are being driven to show up in certain places at certain times and make certain connections. And you see something and it's like, there it is. When you know, you know. When you know about a person, you know about a person. When you know about a situation, when you know that something is meant for you, it is this overwhelming sense of acknowledgement and calm and just like a puzzle piece that clicks into place. And I'm not saying that this is like love bombing or anything like that. Please, let's drop that. It's the sense of comfort, and it's not trauma bonding, and it's not emotional, you're just latching on. It is calm. When you know, you know. And I know that this sounds incredibly weird, but you have that intuitive pull. You saw this coming. I feel like you've had dreams about these scenarios, and I feel like this is where you have been following those hunches. And I think that this is why you couldn't force connections to continue in your life, because it's like, something is just off about this. And who do you need to forgive in this? Because I do feel like there is a guilt, and I think that this is your authority figures. It may be parents for some of you. For some of you, it is just simply the elders, because they came from a different time and you are living in a new time. And what comes after you is going to be living in a much newer time. So what I'm seeing for this is the pressures that you had from the previous generations are no longer going to be relevant. And their need to settle down and create some sort of predictive pattern is not your path. You are somebody who has a very broad perspective and who I think is genuinely getting into their divine feminine aspect. Your divine feminine energy embraces magical intuition and nurturing qualities. You, with all the hardships that you've been through, with all those back-breaking moments where you probably thought that you couldn't go on another moment, you are a wounded, wise teacher. I know how that sounds, but you're here for a very strong purpose. And it's not to separate you from everyone else. Oh my God, I hate it when people do the us versus them thing. That's a load of crap. It's a transmutation through the energies as we are moving forward. You're singing a different tune. So what's different about the way you grew up from now? What's different from the mindsets? What's different from the expectations? What is different from the reactions of even you and your peers? So that's something I want you to pay attention to. You'll see the gradual change that's been going on. You live in a life of possibilities where people in the past, there's been these awesome breaks where people have gone through these very insurmountable, damaged situations and have come out on top. It was because they lived in a world of possibilities. Those were people who were absolutely wonderfully perseverant and more often than not ahead of their time. And I think that you are somebody who is living in the correct time with that, where you can actually really create some sort of magic. But again, this is also involving soul bonded connections. All of those breaks in the past is leading to this breakthrough, which I think for a lot of you has already happened. So we have sign from above, signs from messengers, all right, so you've been getting a lot of signs from above. Shapeshifter. Skill at navigating life at different levels of consciousness. Ain't that the truth? The ability to see the potential in everything. That's what really makes you so different. You think everybody sees what you do? You think everybody sees between the lines like you do, the light, the intentions behind people's actions. This isn't something that they just do. So what I'm seeing here is, first off, you are a very unique character. What you have is very normal. Other people do not have. They don't have the consciousness of it. And it doesn't mean that there's a separation. It doesn't mean that you're any more woke. It means that there's something that is very special about you as an individual. And I think that we're all born with these, but you have actively chosen to tap into these and actually use them. So yeah, we all have them, but not everybody uses them. Does that make sense? We have the Saboteur. So this is actually you and your fear of using your higher intuitive faculties with this and the changes it would bring to your life. And then the child nature, you need a lot of grounding work. That's probably what you're feeling right now. So I know that there's a lot of things that are dissolving and closing off in life right now, and it's done for a greater purpose. But let's face it, you're probably feeling on the fritz. Either that or it's that numb feeling that masks as calm. This is like before some sort of an outburst. So we have communication with nature spirits, and we also have the ability to see the signs and synchronicities and everything. It seems like trusting your intuition on the signs and synchronicities. For instance, I have had somebody show me bunnies. I've had somebody talk about the praying mantis. I've had the deers that have been thrown out. A lot of people have been seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities with animals. And I want you to know that if you are seeing this, you probably should look at the actual meaning of it, because this is something that is very special towards you. We have the child nature. Don't overthink it. Allow it to come through and pick up how it makes you feel. Is this something that you're feeling in your chest or in your gut? And what is the mindset that you're having at the time? So this is going from the past and evolving into the current and starting to step into the future, with relieving yourself of the guilt of the past from the old mindsets of people and starting to really embrace these soulmate energies. So the advocate is putting compassion into action. You seeing the potential and possibility in other people, not doing the work for them. But it looks like you are a conduit igniting whatever the awakening is for them. So let's see. Balance, injustice, and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. So what I'm seeing is everybody having an equal chance with this, despite where they are in the world, despite what walk of life they have come through. It is being given an equal opportunity and chance. And it's not somebody being closer or away from it. It's going to be something that shows up as the same. So what is something that you really need to be aware of? Okay, first off, we have the athlete. Dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps. Development of personal willpower and strength. This is not just so that you can become bigger, better, faster, stronger, or any of that. This is flower power. It's about being really in tune with the world around you. And honestly, there is the little feminine aspect of you that really needs to be healed. So we have the dietary changes. What have you overcommitted to in the past? Where have you lost yourself in the past? We have marriage, we have daughter, and we have who do you need to forgive? And why was it something that was so easily extractable from you? This is going to be something that is healed from now, and you're going to see a wide effect in summer. Either that, or it's going to be something that really springs into action right now and is in full force, like everything in divine motion, like you would see in the summertime. It is the most light and the most movement forward. And also, this is about taking all of the restrictions off yourself, knowing that your wish is granted and that you can actually make the move towards it. So, following this advice, what do you need to do? Speak your truth. Have I used any Rider Waite with this? I haven't. I have one more from this that I need to get. Don't compromise. Listen, speak your truth and don't compromise. Not everybody's going to want to hear what you have to say. That's not your problem. That's not your problem at all. So you are a leader. What we have here is the Magician. So yeah, Merlin, how's it going? There's a proposal that you need to make, and it is towards divine feminine energy, which is very nurturing. So I see that you are now embracing the masculine, going towards the feminine, working with protection and compassion. And also we have the rest and introspection time. The masculine and feminine energies combined is creating a mutually giving and a mutually fulfilling connection in your life that is taking shape rather fast. So what you have to look forward to is a lot of looking at things at a different angle and perspective, but also feeling kind of like you are, there's an opportunity for you to actually feel locked in on this, which I think is where the resistance is going to come in. You have to realize that everything is a choice and that you are somebody who has the absolute freedom of choice, and you can take this everywhere you want to go, and that you can actually see what your manifestation powers and intentions turn into rapidly. Your impulsive action is not impulsive, it's divine intuition. So this actually feels really good. Where am I going to get the final cards from? I'm being pulled still to the right or wait. Okay. So this is talking about your inability to hold boundaries because you're worried about what's coming in. There's going to be shadow aspects with the resistance of having everything be a business transaction rather than letting it build its own form with each sway and each movement. The scales will be balanced even at their imbalance. So if one day you're giving 20, another person is giving 80, that is still maintaining some sort of a balance, and it will follow into the flow, going 80 in your way, 20 in another. It's this balance between each other. I see unions coming into play. I see groups coming together. I see celebration. I feel like you finished a finish line. I think you've come to a finish line. So, my dear, this seems like a pretty big life change for you. And it's not something that I want you to fight against. It's not something that you need to have victory over. It's something that you are being told to lead with surrender and let your actions speak very loudly. I think that you have to make a choice of very swift actions. And it also looks like everything that you are doing right now, it feels like judgment, but it's your judgment. Every part of this is your judgment, which you're afraid of running out of love, you're running out of a cup, and that you are going to be left defenseless. And that's, I think, the only thing that is preventing the step forward with you. That is an imbalanced scale. You have to realize that your karmic debt is paid off. That you're free. This has been very, very interesting. Okay, you. I feel like that has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for November 30th, 2021, also being timeless. What is on my shirt? Oh my God. So I think I dropped shampoo. Authenticity. I gotta love it. Okay, so you're seeing me in this grand old mess. I love it. Listen, this has been your Daily Tarot and Oracle, your daily insight on life and love for November 30th, 2021, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching a time, it might be extremely relevant, horribly irrelevant. I want you to know that you have a lot of soul bonds coming in. Some of you are coming into union with very soul-bound connections that are completely mutual, and it's balanced, it's even. This is a deep soul bond, and it's very loving unconditionally. And you're stepping into a new phase of life that actually feels very magical, very opportunistic with manifestations. So if you have questions about booking your private session, reach out in the email address provided. Yes, I know that my phone is ringing. Your individual storyline will always be more detailed, in depth, and intense. So You can also find me on the social platforms and send me a DM. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. Hey there, gorgeous. If you have found your way across this, chances are you need a mini message. So listen with an open heart and an open mind. If this doesn't make sense, I hope that you enjoyed the show and hopefully it wasn't too ridiculous. If this does make sense, I hope it's a good message. But if it provides challenges, we're going to get the why behind it when you have to look forward to. So let's see what's up. All right, what do you need to know? Rider, wait. Hit me up, baby. What do you want to tell the person who's watching this? It's time that you actually put your priorities as a priority, your needs and wants as a priority. And I think that this is something that is stemming from the past, and it's all about you just trying to be caring about other people and what their needs are. But look, you have the whole world in front of you right now. It's time to put your best foot forward. Okay, so balance. All right, really small and moving messages about this. All right, so what is this with that? You have to be very intentional about what you are putting out there, because it's not like it's coming out in this grand old mess. It's not trying to erupt or make up for something. Look, it might be a really high emotional time for you, so I don't want you being irrational. You are being pushed to take a leap of faith on something. It's not an impulsive move that you're doing. I don't want you to be irrational with what you are trying to, I guess, set up for yourself. It's not that you aren't going to be caught with this. You are going to be caught in a most positive sense. Let's see. It has to be something that is adaptable and that you can change. We have 2-page energies here. So it's inspiration and necessity that's going to be the best key for you moving forward. I know it doesn't seem like much now, but any break, any foot in the door with this, any sort of movement in your personal direction rather than following in someone else's needs or shoes is going to be, I guess, the best outcome for you, or it's going to lead to the best outcome for you. The lack of judgment from the past, I think that you are using that as insight as to what to do so differently this time. Because look, you were so methodical in your decisions in the past, and now it's just like, all right, world, all right, life, all right, spirit, catch me. Trust leap. It's ridiculous, but you want to know what? You have to have faith that spirit is going to catch you, because this is something that is genuine and a passion and a slow start for you. Again, take your time. If you found your way across this, chances are you need a mini message, and it's going to be from Rider Waite. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. All right, so as I'm splitting the deck, there's a choice to be made. And yes, something is going to have to not necessarily suffer, but not be put into consideration. And this is really for your best benefit. But whatever you are not putting your coins in, whatever you're not putting your investment into, I want you to know that that actually is an act of freedom with you. And it's going to free you up from this, what seems to be an obligation. It doesn't really feel like an obligation. It just seems that way. And I think that this is just the way that it's always been in this particular situation. Not quite sure what this is involving yet. So, Anna? Yeah. Okay. Somebody who has, okay, this is you. I feel like it's done with good intentions, but it looks like kind of being, kind of being made to feel like a doormat. This may be in the past, or it seems to be a situation that you can never overcome. It seems to be just the constant. Okay. So you, and not knowing when to say enough is enough when people are either taking from you or you're holding back your truth, what are you supposed to do? You got to free yourself up of the past. Stop surrounding yourself with the same kind of people. If this puts you into isolation, I want you to know that that's going to be detox of that kind of personhood. And I know that that's scary. I know it's scary to be alone. And that's like something that is weighing really heavy on your heart. But you want to know what? You got to be able to see your future. You're not going to be able to see your future with all of these residual energies around. You're not going to be able to get beyond the problem, because it's like, this is very suffocating energy, and it's not even relevant. This is just crap from the past. And it looks like you're ready to move on, but you have this crazy sense of obligation. So you have one foot in the past and one foot in the future, and you're losing the sense of now. That, you know that you're doing it too, because I see it weighing on your heart. Listen, it's going to be uncomfortable. People are going to have their feelings hurt in this, and that just sucks. But really, what is the core of that feeling being hurt? Is this something where, you know, they were really genuine, or is this something where they can't get anything more? Is this where they feel like they might be facing their own abandonment issues? Whatever it is, know that it's theirs and theirs alone. You're not abandoning anyone, but you're not going to entertain, you know, dead seeds anymore. It's just, it's not moving forward. Something is not progressing, and this is all from the past. So what I see here is learning how to be intentional and learning how to actually put your voice out there. This is going to be a two-parter. Okay. All right. So now, since we know that, apparently this is what you have to look forward to. The Four of Wands. Oh, I love it. I don't even know where I do these accents from. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just being obnoxious. And you know, I really don't see it changing. So if you're offended, I'm super sorry. I don't know what I'm even doing. Okay. And it's not my intention to offend anybody. So let me just use that as a disclaimer. Oh, I love this. I love this. Okay, while you're freaking out about having to ghost something, yes, baby, you're closing off. What it is a very painful cycle. It's almost like it doesn't even have a consciousness or a life. It doesn't have its own resources. It's something where you feel like you're kind of waking up. So I see that you are waking up, and you are opening your eyes up to possibilities and getting over whatever this karmic situation is, but you have to see it for the blatant truth that it is and make a choice on it. You can't be blind to it. You can't wait for it to be done with you. You can't wait for it to make the choice for you. That takes your power away. Stop giving other things a choice in what to do with your life. This is your life. This is your life. So look, we're looking at, you're starting to get passive with it. Stop. You're starting to not be intentional with what you want. You're just kind of letting whatever's fall away to fall away. No. Cut through all the BS. Start making a commitment. You're at a new start. You're ready for this new start. You've closed off this painful chapter. You're ready to make an investment. It is coming in. It's coming in very methodically. Stop holding yourself back from getting closure just because you're afraid of what the closure would mean for you. Closure is not always given. It's not always fun, but whatever it is, you got to learn to say goodbye to something that is not current and doesn't exist in the current realm. These are beautiful memories. They definitely served a purpose in your life, but now you have new commitments to make. Now you have to learn to say when enough is enough. Now you're a different person who needs to be acknowledged. So recognize this, and anything outside of what you are recognizing and that you're using as an excuse, it's going to fail, and you are going to be forced into this new chapter. You have got to make that choice for you, and I really hope that that made sense. I'm not trying to give you grief. I'm trying to give you confidence so that you can actually make this choice and take your power back and your power of direction. It's a celebration. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Every reason to celebrate. Everything coming together. If you found your way across this, chances are you need a mini message from Wisdom of the Oracle. So Treasure Island. Treasure Island. You've evil. You have either stumbled upon something great or are about to stumble upon something great. You have to get back into the flow state. I feel like you are distracted from following your true north. Something is starting to distract you. It's the same thing every time. The same thing you do to yourself. It may have a different face. It may have a different body. It might have a different story, but the theme is just the same. So listen, Whatever it is that you keep distracting yourself with, when are you going to realize that no matter how hard you try and make that life story fit, it's not going to be for you? It would be settling. It is not that it's better than you. It is simply not for you. You have something that is better aligned. And I know that you've done the work, but now you have to see exactly what treasure you have, because I think that, okay, it feels like you're not available for yourself, if that makes sense. So subconsciously, sabotage is happening because you are subconsciously drawing in something that is not available for you, whether it's emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. Either that or you're projecting that onto something. A past situation, it keeps recycling. And I do feel like it is in regard to a very specific type of person. It's something that you haven't processed, something that you haven't metabolized. It's not that you are better or worse than this. The pain is what's holding you on to it. You are a treasure. But you keep thinking that this is all that you should have. And I think that you are settling for what you think is a sure thing, or at least you keep recreating this in your life, or you keep talking yourself out of what you're going towards to recreate this in your life, and it's not going to work. All right, so then we have building blocks. You are building something different. You have to look at your foundation. It's really important to see where the cracks are in that one, because it's time for you to go, and you cannot take this crumbling material with you. You are working towards soulmate energy. Start trying to recreate the hurt in your life and start doing the healing so that you get this love. Yeah. If you're coming across this, chances are you need a mini message from Wisdom of the Oracle. Laws of the universe are at play right now. It is very planned out steps. And you want to know what? You're getting ready for, I guess, the next law. And it feels like, go look up the law of compensation. Stop worrying about where everything is going. Stop worrying about where this is going to lead you based off of past experiences. Listen, you are undermining your own sense of self horribly right now. And you're losing now. You're losing the minutes. And you don't get those back. You're losing out on joy, because you're worried based off of your past, what you're going towards. There is something that you're emotionally hanging on to. I feel like this is anxiety, because Spirit wants you to breathe and be happy, but you have to be making the choice in that. You have to wake up and choose what is going to build you up or what is going to be breaking you down. And I feel what I'm seeing in this is life keeps having to remind you to breathe. You know, sometimes when you're dealing with really high anxiety issues, you're sitting there and all of a sudden you take a deep gasping breath because you forgot to breathe. Like, this is what's coming about. You're forgetting how you need to function, how you need to take care of yourself. And this is something that I see is going to have to be a choice. It's the never-ending story of something going wrong with you or something going wrong in your life. And what I'm seeing here is mending. Okay. These pains were made to break you wide open, to have a broader perspective on possibility, life, love, what have you. Even those pains had their purpose, which I really hate saying because I really hate what you could have gone through. Not everything is going to be difficult. Not everything is going to be a battle. Not everything is going to be a nightmare that you have to resist. And what I'm seeing here, you're coming together. Even though things look like they're falling apart right now, you got to understand that you are really coming together. So what I'm seeing in this is, even though you're having a hard time letting go, just based off of where you've been from, please have faith that you're not going to drown, and that whatever you have been through is going to keep you above water. It's not your excuse, it is your wisdom. and it's not going to happen again, and you can actually breathe, but you are actually even more so able to move on from the past. I hope this made sense. If you found your way across this, we're going to be getting a message from the magical mystical fairies. So listen with an open heart and an open mind. See what you need to know. I don't know. Debt paid off. Yay! Guess what? It's involving love life. You're not going to get screwed over. This is great. You can actually be confident. Whatever heartache you've experienced in your life, I'm sorry. And I know what it's like to go through heartache. I don't know what your particular story is, but I do understand heartache. And I do understand your desire to just want to give up. You don't get to. Sorry. You have love in your life and you are deserving of love. And in it, if it isn't happening now, it's coming in. So this might be something for some of you that might involve travel. This might be in space or in time. I don't think that you're going to outer space. And if you are, please save me a seat. I would love to go on a vacation. Let's see. Express your individuality. So a lot of times in relationships, we start to project what we think the ideal partner would want and sacrificing parts of ourselves that we deem unworthy or that we have been told is not right, is embarrassing. You're breaking all those old conditioning habits. There's really no wrong or right way to be or to be in love. Obviously, I'm not talking about anything illegal. Don't go there. Don't go there. Anyway, so back to this. You do have genuine love that's coming in, and it has been worth the wait, and it has been worth the time, and it's been worth the distance that it took to get you here. And it's time that you stop hiding behind that mask. Just knock it off right now. Nothing can find you if you are putting on an image or a show. Nobody can look behind a mask when they don't know what's behind it. Who do you need to forgive? First off, this has been coming up a lot recently. Forgive yourself. Forgive those who have trespassed upon you. Forgive those who told you that you were wrong for being exactly who you are. I get it. It was probably different times, different things were acceptable. I don't care. We are now in the now. There's no right or wrong way to be. Be your authentic self. Forgive those who told you that what you were was wrong, because it wasn't wrong. And let yourself shine through so that your people, your person can find you. You are worth every bit of happiness. Nobody's going to take advantage of you. When you stand so high in your confidence of who and what you are, there's nothing that can break you down. So you want to get to it because you have happiness on the line. I'm not going to get to it. Stop doing what you're doing right now. Go get to this.